I'm Jason Mendez. We're here in Oceanside, California at the Otis Eyewear headquarters. And we're here with VP of Sales at Otis Eyewear, Charlie Anderson. How's it going, Charlie?
Very well. Pleasure.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're stoked to be here. I'm kind of curious, how'd you end up at Otis? What's your background?
Well, I started Dragon Optical as fourth employee 20
Wow.
plus years ago, so I've been in the optical world a bit.
Yeah.
We launched that brand, and obviously it took off pretty well back in the days, and those are the good marketing days, and you didn't need to have as good a product back then as you did marketing, which has been a shift in what's happened in the marketplace, I think, today. So it's kind of interesting to be at Otis now and having such a premium product. And not such a marketing forward, I think, product. And I think product first brands are what's kind of succeeding right now
Yeah.
in the marketplace. So more premium, a little less on that low price leader stuff.
Awesome. That's pretty interesting. So, speaking of premium, we talk about retail space as being a premium space. There's price per square foot,
That's the
retail
game.
value, man.
Dollar per square foot's the game.
Can you elaborate a little bit more about that for
Yeah.
retailers?
For us, what we see an opportunity in with eyewear is dollar per square foot. It's the largest return on investment of any category in the marketplace right now. So if you do well with it, you can make good money. But it's really according to what you're carrying in the store and what price points you're carrying and what's working in those price points right now.
Right, that's interesting because a lot of these guys have such small retail space. They're trying to divvy up like, where am I going to
Yeah.
allot this money and what's going to make me the most money and most return on my investment. So,
Absolutely. And hard goods is, always a good draw,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of space.
Right.
So, it's a nice thing for us to be able to say we can take a shoebox off a wall, pull a shoe out of there. It's an $80 price. You get $40 margin. And for us, you fill that box with sunglasses and we make you $720 in the same price or in the same space. So,
Yeah.
it's a nice upsell, an opportunity for you to make some real money
Yeah, that's
and margin.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that's a great story. And as far as how important is it that the product that's in that shoebox tells a story at the retail level?
Absolutely. Everything's about storytelling right now. The consumer wants a story when they walk in, and I think that's been done to an extensive level, and now is falling back into some realities of what real stories are, because it was a lot of marketing, a lot of hype, without a lot of substantiation there. And for us, being a mineral glass lens company, there's something that's a value proposition for that consumer that isn't just a high price with a story around it that's made up farcically with athletes or marketing. It's actually a true premium product in a category that has a story and it has substance, and it's the most scratch-resistant lens material in the world. So there's something you can tell a consumer that he can get for the value of what he's spending money on, and you get to play with that to prove it. So there's an
Yeah.
interactivity
I saw
that happens.
the display is really awesome. The video is great where, a consumer can actually see the story unfold right in front of them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that creates that action to buy, right?
That's the
At
goal.
the very first point, they at least get them in to check out the sunglasses. Hey, what is that? How can I try those on and just what's the story
That was the
behind
goal.
that?
Yeah, we kind of our mindset was taking the kid on the floor out of the equation, because he can be influenced one way or the other by anyone who the last rep that was in that gave him a little something to a little Scooby snack here or there. And so for us, we really wanted to engage the consumer and have them pull in and ask the kid on the floor, like, what is that, and why is that video? What's the scratch test thing, and how can I play with it? And that's where we came up with that Play with Glass campaign.
Awesome. And what's really cool is, hey, the kid's busy selling a board or a hard good, and the consumer's sitting there getting
Grabbing 'em,
educated
like-
and grabbing them. Yeah,
Exactly,
So
like,
it's
I wanna
not
see what's
taking
in
any
there.
extra time away from what he's already doing.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
They can really capitalize.
It's kind of a
on that.
self-contained unit that really, at the end of the day, sells itself, and it's an easier sale. And we're having success in seeing that because it's engaging consumer. Consumer wants to know more. There's a
Yeah.
good story being told, and there's a value proposition at the end game, and he's getting a premium product. So it's kind of a win-win-win for us.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Well, that obviously leads into the next step. What are you guys doing to help retailers flourish?
That's kind of what we're doing. We're bringing a premium product, creating a category that doesn't really exist in eyewear in our market right now with mineral glass. Outside of our market, it's in that, 350 to 400 club, and we're bringing it at a price point of 200. So good value proposition, the most scratch-resistant lens material in the world, most distortion-free, and you're getting it at a nice value, really, which is high-end in our market, but outside of our market, when you go to an optical store, we're a price point. So we kind of serve two masters, which is nice for us as an eyewear optical business.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so, what are retailers doing really well right now, and what are they doing really wrong?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I see a lot of fresh product coming into the marketplace right now. Heritage brands are having some trouble and suffering a bit because I think the new kid on the block wants something fresh and new and has a good story.
Right? We've heard the same story for so long. That we
And
want
now the
something
retailers
new.
are starting to react to that. They're actually starting to bring in those brands and give those brands an opportunity, and really starting to seed what the next generation of brands coming up, because you can't live on the heritage brands forever, because eventually things will change and stuff happens. happens.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's kind of helping, is that we're feeding them with good stories, with good product quality, branded, and really going up that higher dollar range, which the retailers need to start, chasing the low price leader. Anyone can lower price,
Yeah.
but when you build a brand on value and price at a higher, and product specifically first, that's where the longevity of a product and a brand comes into play, and that partnership with the retailer
so
for
you're
that longevity.
saying some of the retailers that are kind of failing at the retail level are still focusing on those low price points that they're not making much money on.
Chasing the
Yeah.
high turn with low margin.
Chasing to the bottom.
Yeah, chasing the bottom, which is a
Yeah.
bad direction. And we look at the eyewear market coming from Action Watch and doing the only research you can do in ours. And that kind of 70 to 150 mark has decreased significantly from 2013 to 15. And then you look at 150 and above, it's increased significantly. But there's not many brands playing in that field because there's not a good value proposition people bring to that. So we're fortunate enough to be able to fill that void.
Just so happens you guys fill that
That's
void
right.
really well.
Intentionally.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And then so just randomly, what motivates you to be involved and also help retailers flourish?
Well, good product, really. I mean, it's fun what we do because we get to actually do something that is got a service to the end consumer, and they react with that because they have a great experience with our product, and that makes us happy at the end. We're not putting out crappy stuff that people are buying and then have a bad experience and don't come back for more.
Yeah.
What we've seen in the 17 years of being in business, we've been in Australia at 17 years now, is that consumer becomes a repeat consumer and becomes a fanatic for our product because they have a great experience. And that's the kind of challenge for us and what we want to present here on the U.S. side of things. And as we start to get that traction, that's going to be huge for us. And that's what's exciting too, because we know we're giving the consumer and the retailer something good that they can buy, and it's just not crap.
Nice. And best advice you've ever gotten?
Oh, best advice I've ever gotten. Don't chase the low price leader because anyone can be cheaper.
Yeah.
It's really hard to value at a higher premium price. And that's kind of that best advice I guess I got was from my old boss from Dragon, is what's working for us today and what we're implementing with us as Otis.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Charlie.
You're welcome. My
really
pleasure.
Appreciate it. I'm Jason Mendez with Retailer Resources. Be sure to check us out, www.mendezinc.com, and look for more episodes coming to you soon. Thank you.